Hi, everybody. So today we are going to be discussing the exceptionality of autism spectrum disorders. My name is Sophia Seeley, and this is for SD550ZA. So to start out, some of the learning characteristics, or excuse me, learner characteristics, is that individuals with ASD often demonstrate exceptional memory skills. However, their working memory or the time it takes to process information, especially processing like several pieces of information at one time, can be difficult for people with ASD. Many individuals with ASD are able to better process information when presented visually. They may benefit from pictures, modeling the behaviors of others, hands-on activities, and concrete examples. Unstructured time or extensive waiting can be difficult for them, so schedules or checklists can help ease the anxiety or confusion surrounding unstructured time. It's beneficial for educators to consider having like a box of wait time activities such as toys, books, or sensory items. Individuals with ASD often have difficulty generalizing learn skills from one setting to another. So it's best for educators to know how to teach skills across different settings, people, and activities so that they can adapt the students to the different curriculum. Organization of materials and activities can also be problematic for individuals with ASD because so the educators may need to teach individuals with ASD how to organize their materials for different classes, keep their lockers tidy, how to use an agenda, gather materials for homework. Individuals with ASD typically perform unevenly within and across academic skill areas. So some individuals with ASD are like high achieving in all areas. Some have high word recognition skills, but poor comprehension. Others have high calculation skills, but poorly applied math problem skills. And a proportion are low in all areas. So under IDEA, autism is defined as a developmental disability significantly affecting verbal and nonverbal communication and social interaction, generally evident before age 3, that adversely affects a child's educational performance. Other characteristics often associated with autism are engaging in repetitive activities and stereotyped movements, resistance to environmental change or change in daily routines, and unusual responses to sensory experiences. So, say an autistic person likes to stim in a certain way. I have a cousin with autism, and his favorite way to stim is to hop around in the same place or run around back and forth, hopping when he's excited about something, or repetitively telling people the same facts that he's learned or wants to share with people. The prevalence of autism spectrum disorders has grown more than tenfold in the past 2 decades and is now estimated at about 1 in 88 children. In addition, a recent estimate suggests that the percentage of students with ASD participating in the general education setting for at least 80% of the school day increased from 9% in like the 1990s to 31% in the early 2000s. This represents an overall increase of about 244%. So it's continuously changing and growing and increasing. And to meet the demands, educators need constant additional information about how to address the unique instructional needs of these students in order to maintain the inclusive setting that we're trying to do through IDEA. Speaking of IDEA, the eligibility criteria for students with autism is defined under the criteria outlined in 34 CFR subsection 300.8 of the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. Certain requirements that help differentiate and identify students who need special education is that like the written evaluation determining eligibility under autism must include recommendations for behavioral interventions. And accommodations are available for students who have an IEP or a Section 504 plan. So a lot of students with ASD need personal supervision when in the classroom, and that cannot always be accomplished by the teacher, so they have to be accommodated properly with someone who can supervise them on a daily basis. So certain accommodations that can be applied and utilized in the classroom. I liked these three categories are organized based off the three main areas of focus in universal design for learning method. So, for example, multiple means of engagement, there's schedules and routines and procedures. Schedules can help students plan for the day's events and provide like a visual warning prior to transitions and changes that go on. It helps reduce anxiety and allows students to prepare for the activities that are going to be done in the classroom. Teachers can develop schedules using objects that represent each activity, again, incorporating that visual learning style. And it allows time for students with ASD to prepare and will help reduce stress during the activity and make it easier for them to feel included in the generalized education. Routines and procedures are how teachers want things to be done in the classroom, and routines are what students want to do without prompting or supervision. Utilizing UDL supports routines and procedures by both increasing representation and expression during the school day. So monitoring the procedures through feedback and like reinforcing the attempts and reteaching when needed helps these procedures be included either at the beginning of class, during homework, or even just like when they're getting ready to leave the classroom. Timing is providing access to material and letting students know what will happen during the activity in advance, which is pretty much around the same concept as that, just giving them plenty of time to mentally prepare themselves, and applying special interests to their work if they're not showing interest in the current curriculum will inspire them to focus more directly on whatever is being taught to them, even if it's only specific to their preferences. Then in the case of multiple means of representation, visual and organization tools are educational tools used to assist individuals with ASD to organize information for processing and recall. Types of visuals can include graphic organizers, semantic maps, web-based tools. All of them can create visual representations of how concepts work and make it easier for the students to retain the information. Teachers can implement strategy instruction by implementing instructional interventions such as like self-regulated strategy development in their classrooms, and by adding that and incorporating it into any existing curriculum can be used across all grade levels to explicitly ensure that they develop background knowledge on the strategies and make them easier for the students to perceive when they're in their classroom. And then finally, the multiple means of expression, structured assignments and task analysis. They provide explicit directions and procedures that provide students with tools, guidelines, and supports for completing tasks and assignments. They're taught through like modeling and guide practice, and teachers can provide reminders to support completion. It can be something that they incorporate into larger projects that take them for a long period of time. And most importantly, choice in general is a high interest topic on how to present learned information in the classroom to students with ASD because it can highly motivate them and increase the likelihood of them completing the task in general. Here are some lists of websites that teachers can use to further gain an understanding of how to teach students in an autistic classroom. And then here is a short TED Talk by Samuel Beldy, where he shares his experience as a student with autism and explains how it is to live with a developmental disorder characterized by troubles with social interaction and communication. Sorry, just a sec on this ad. So you can continue this video later on if you'd like to, but that is as much as I can show you at the moment. I know personally from experience with my cousin that representation for autistic children can be hard to do because autism does prohibit them from communicating themselves clearly. And I know that my cousin Lennon, he will probably never be able to be at the level that Samuel is communicatively wise, but there is ways to still educate them and to treat them and accommodate them accordingly in the classroom. Here are my references. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for watching my presentation.